Today I'm going to show you some really easy, delicious, plant-based vegan lunches that are to die for. Even the kids enjoy them thoroughly. So let's make lunch. Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. If you are new here, we are a family of 7 who homesteads in the desert of Nevada, where we raise our dairy goats for goat milk soaps, and we are also whole food plant-based. And we welcome you to the community. We started our plant-based journey about a year ago, and actually my husband was plant-based for a while now. He converted because he had some health issues, and so he did it out of necessity. It wasn't because of a choice, and we noticed that he could only eat this way. Later on, we all converted because we noticed the benefits of being plant-based and whole food and vegan, and so that's why we switched, myself and the kids as well. If you are new to being whole food plant-based, and if you have any questions on how to convert or how to make things easier for the family, please do ask in the comments below. We also have a full blog that we share on our journey also, and I cover a lot of tips and tricks and just our journey in general on how we switched our whole family to a vegan plant-based diet. I will have our blog linked down below. Starting off with some grains here, we're actually going to make banana bread. You guessed it, it's not a surprise around here. We purchased our organic spelt berries in bulk, and so we are just going to open up this bag, and this is how we store our spelt berries. We're just going to put them into an airtight container such as this bucket, and we just store it in we call it the grocery store, but really it's like a big pantry, a big room. Now the benefits of milling your own grain or even blending your own grain like us is endless. I do have a full blog on why spelt is so great, especially whole grain, because of all the vitamins and minerals that are in a very freshly milled flour instead of a store-bought flour. So we prefer to do it ourselves. We're going to start off lunch with a banana bread, of course, and so Mercy is in charge of making the banana bread. I am also going to be making a very easy, spicy noodle on the side. So in the pot behind me, I have a pot of grapeseed oil. I'm going to add a little bit of chili flakes and some sesame oil and some sesame seeds. I guess when we were cooking, I had some music on, and so we were all just dancing away and enjoying ourselves as we cook. We're just free-handing our banana bread. Normally, because we make so much of it, we kind of know the consistency and what to put in it. But if you want a full recipe of our spelt banana bread, you can find it on our blog. I will link it down below. I'm also going to add some ginger to our sauce in the back, and I'm actually going to bake some tofu, sort of like it's our mock chicken. We like to call it chicken because it is protein, and we just bake it in the oven, and it actually kind of looks like chicken. So I have here some extra firm tofu that I just drained and try to get most of the moisture out. I'm going to tear it into pieces, and I'm going to just season it up with paprika, some garlic powder, onion powder, and some soy sauce, or you can use coconut aminos, anything that you would like, and also some grapeseed oil just to crisp it up in the oven. Once I have that, I'm going to hand mix it, just try to get all of the sauces and juices melding as much as possible. I have the oven preheated behind me at 425 degrees, and then I'm just going to lay out some pieces of crumbled tofu. I broke it into a few bigger chunks, a few smaller chunks, just to give it some variety, and don't waste that sauce because that is definitely needed. I put that in the oven. We're going to bake that for about 20 minutes or so, and we're just going to keep an eye on it. So now we're just going to put our banana bread, batter into our loaf pans here. And then I also have Mercy just cut up some extra bananas that we have. We always have tons of bananas here because bananas are so versatile. So I have her just slicing them up, and we're going to decorate these banana bread however she pleases. We also added a little bit of sunflower seeds. Now you can add some coconut, chocolate chips, anything you have. We just have some sunflower seeds that we wanted to add. Just add a little bit of crunch on there. It's really, really good. And we are then just going to put that in the oven at 350 degrees to bake for about an hour or so, maybe like, let's check it at 45 minutes to 50 minutes. This really depends on how much banana bread that you have in the loaf pans. So into the oven it goes, and out comes our deliciously baked tofu. Now forgive me, I totally thought that I had captured more detail on how we made the noodles, but basically we just used chickpea noodles, and then we completed the sauce with probably some coconut aminos or soy. We also added some more chilies and sesame oil, and it's really good with spring onions too. And we just mixed it up and then served it with some tofu. It's an easy, really delicious meal here, and it is so quick to make. Alrighty, on to lunch number 2. Now we actually made some burgers here. Surprise, surprise, we're making another banana bread here. But while she is doing that, I am going to blend up some soaked chickpeas here with some water, some chipotle chilies that I found. I wanted to try it out. It's actually kind of spicy, but it's so good and smoky. We added that to our soaked chickpeas with some salt, onion powder, garlic powder, maybe some paprika as well, and we're going to blend this up in our BlendTech blender. We're going to make it sort of like a batter so we can make them into patties. Really, we call them fritters, but we can make them as big as we like to so they form a burger patty that is filled with protein because it is just chickpeas. In a cast iron skillet, I have some grapeseed oil here. Now you can also bake this in the oven. It's totally up to you. We prefer to do it this way sometimes just because it tastes really nice and crispy. So if you like it a little bit more crispy, you can go ahead and just do it on a cast iron skillet or any skillet that you have. And we're going to make them into patties. So we're actually not just going to be making burgers. We are going to make myself a burger. It's called a Big Mac salad that I've seen on Pinterest, but really it's just a burger salad that I call it, and we're just making a vegan version of it. So instead of ground beef, we're just going to make some patties and we're going to crumble it into our salad. We've also been making our very own ketchup, guys. It's so fun and so easy to make. So we have some tomato paste in here. We're also going to add some salt, some seasonings like onion powder, garlic powder, and some water. Look at how golden crispy that fritter or burger patty is. Let's just continue to make them. Alrighty, back onto the ketchup. So I have everything put into a little saucepan like this. I seasoned it really well. So I have all of the ketchup ingredients in a small saucepan like this. I added some apple cider vinegar for some acidity, and also some organic agave nectar for some sweetness. Making your own ketchup is seriously so easy. You don't even need to purchase it anymore, and you can control your saltiness, your seasonings, and the sweetness how you want it. So all we did is just add the ingredients into a pot here. We're going to check for consistency because the tomato paste really needs some extra water just to thin it out a little bit. So we're just going to continue to add water as needed and stir. And we're going to simmer this on very low heat until the food is ready. Alrighty, the banana bread is basically done. We're going to top it with some coconut flakes and we're going to bake it at 350 degrees for about an hour or so while we make the rest of our lunch. This is going to be a very simple lunch. We're just going to chop up some tomato slices. We're also going to have a honey mustard that we made. Also is just mustard. We didn't make the mustard, but we have purchased some mustard, and we're just going to add some honey to it, and we're going to add it back to a jar. Once the ketchup is done, we're going to bottle it up in our reserved bottle here of agave. And as I mentioned, I am going to make me a burger salad. The kids are going to have their own burgers, so I have chopped here some red onions, a little bit of lettuce, and here we have a whole spread. We have the chickpea patties, the romaine lettuce. We also have some jalapeno peppers for some spiciness, and some bread and butter pickles. Also, just some regular burger fixings, our ketchup, and our honey mustard, alongside with some tomatoes and onions on the side. This is such a fun little playful lunch because the kids can just assemble their own burgers however they please, and they are very creative. They just start adding things and stacking things up and making their own burgers here. It's really a great idea if the kids don't like to eat to just make things like this, because then they get more into it. Oh, they feel like they're part of the experience or part of making their lunch. So I find that, I mean, our kids are not picky. We really don't allow them to be picky, but they do find joy in making their own lunches or like assembling them and just be part of cooking dinner or lunch, and I find that they really love it. Now check out the burger that Grace made. It looks delicious, it looks huge, and Mercy is on her way making herself some as well. So everyone can just be unique. They can add as much of anything as they please, and it's also a really healthy vegetable filled meal here. It really does look like and taste like a burger. And you can also be creative with your toppings as well. We just kept it basic here in our household. Alrighty, once Mercy is done here, she is going to say a little prayer for her lunch, and then she's going to take a bite. I really allowed every kid, except probably for the youngest one who's 5. I made their burger, but everyone else just made their own burger, and they just had fun with it, ate as much as they wanted to. So for my burger salad or Big Mac salad, I am just crumbling up some of the chickpea patties as my ground meat sort of thing, and really it's just chickpeas. So I just added it into a bed of lettuce. I chopped up some jalapenos and pickles. I just added some mustard and ketchup into my salad. I'm also going to add a little bit of olive oil, and I'm just going to mix it up and enjoy it. This is such an easy lunch, you guys, and so delicious. If you're craving a burger but you don't really want to eat a burger, obviously vegan burgers are not the same, so make this. It's whole food, it's vegan, it's delicious. And with that, I hope you enjoyed spending time with us today in the kitchen, and if you love this video, please subscribe and hit the like button, and we will see you on the next video. Take care, guys.